I'm Dan Megna. I'm the executive chef and owner of Twisted Lemon Restaurant and Boutique Inn with my wife, Lori. We're located at number 3 Norton Street West, Cayuga, Ontario, in the heart of Haldimand County, just south of Hamilton. Now here we specialize in relaxed, upscale dining with creative flavors from around the world, focused through a local lens. Now we also have our own sustainable garden and our very own unique, one-of-a-kind clarified cocktail program. Now today on Food Spotters, I'm going to walk you through 3 of our signature dishes. We have our chicken and waffles, our wild boar plate, and a carbonara pasta unlike any other. Now follow me into the kitchen and I'll show you how it's done. First up is a chicken and waffles. Now this is a unique take on a classic. And first, we're going to take our buttermilk marinated chicken thighs. These are legs and thighs, boneless. We're gonna put that into rice flour. Now that's something that a lot of people don't understand, is that rice flour is going to make this extra crispy. Now watch this, little technique, take some of that buttermilk, flick it in there. This gives you that extra crispy bits. Give that a good squeeze, shake off any excess, and then from here, it's gonna go right into our hot oil, and we're gonna get that nice and crispy. Chicken's ready. Golden brown is essential. Check this out. That's exactly what we're looking for, all of those crispy bits. We're gonna take this, we're gonna put this onto a little pie plate, and always season right fresh out of the oil. That way, while it's still sizzling, the seasoning sticks to that chicken. And at this point, we're ready to fire this in the oven. It's gonna go in for about 12 minutes until it's cooked all the way through. So while that chicken is baking in the oven, getting super crispy, we're now gonna do our cornbread waffle. That's right, not just cornbread, but a cornbread waffle. So here we've got a Creole seasoned waffle batter. We use our local Concession Road beer, nice and thick, cornmeal, lots of fresh herbs. And once this goes in, we're just gonna let this press, and we're gonna give that about 4 minutes. So the waffle's gonna be about done. We're looking for nice and golden brown. Perfection. So we'll pop this guy out here. And again, as a cornbread waffle, this is gonna be much more dense than a traditional Belgian waffle. We'll trim that up. Always a few snacks for the chef. And we're gonna take this with our chicken coming out of the oven, and we're gonna build this plate. So I've just pulled this chicken out of the oven. Sizzling, super crispy. Now, we've got our cornbread waffle. Place that down on the plate, and this is where we get to change things up a little. I've got some baby greens. Add a little bit of oil, a little bit of seasoning. We're gonna add in some stewed, sweet pickled agrodolce onions and some rainbow grape tomatoes. We'll build a beautiful green salad and sit that right on top of our warm cornbread waffle. And here we place our hot, crispy, southern fried chicken right on top. Now we finish it. We're gonna put on first a beautiful pumpkin seed pesto. Next, with a buttermilk Creole ranch dressing. And then playing off that sweet honey butter, we're gonna finish this with our very own apple balsamic reduction. A little bit of baby pea shoots to garnish. And this is my take on a chicken and waffles. The next dish we're gonna do is one of the most popular dishes we've ever had here in the restaurant, and this is our seared wild boar plate. So first, we're gonna take this beautiful, extra lean cut of wild boar, and we're gonna season that with some diamond kosher salt and some fresh cracked black pepper. And don't forget, season both sides, always. This is a beautiful lean cut of meat. Highly recommend serving around medium rare. Now with a hot pan, we're gonna add a little oil in there. See how it's just starting to smoke? That is key. And now at this point, we're going to sear our boar. Now we're gonna let that sit. Don't play with it too much. Let it sit, get some good color. So while the boar is searing in the hot pan, we're gonna go over to the next pan here, and we're going to char some Brussels sprouts. Gonna add a bit of seasoning, and then the key component here to give it some char is we're gonna add in some butter. Now it's okay for it to smoke a little bit, because this brown butter is gonna make all the difference. Now once we get a little bit of heat there, we're gonna give it a toss. While these are charring, I'll flip these over. I want a nice color on the flat side. Give it some of that dark, deep, rich, earthy flavors. And now we move back to our boar, and check this out. This is key. Look at that color. From here, this boar and the Brussels sprouts are both gonna make their way into the oven. Just about 4 minutes. You don't need much. Remember, medium rare is key to this wild boar. So with all of our components ready to go, it's time to plate. So check this out. So first, I'm gonna take some Brussels sprouts. These are our charred Brussels. We're gonna put those right in the center of this plate. You see that gorgeous color that we have there? These are rich, roasted, full of butter, and tons of love. Now, on this plate, we're going to be putting an Asiago and artichoke bechamel. This is going to act as a base for our crispy potato latke. To hit this plate as well, we're gonna add a contrasting component, and this right here is a rhubarb and lemon preserve. So bright, vibrant, tart, citrus, all these flavors are gonna contrast as well as complement the different flavors on this plate. And now, my favorite part, our wild boar. Beautiful, medium rare, look at that. It's tender, it's juicy, and it's not gonna feel dry. Now to finish, we're gonna put on our 3-day natural jus. And this right here is our wild boar. So for our last dish, we're going to do a carbonara pasta like you've never seen before. And we're gonna start that with our very own house-made spinach fettuccine, where we take baby spinach, juice it, and use that to help to flavor our pasta. Now let's get rolling. So we've got a well-dusted surface. I've got our spinach pasta, and now we're gonna roll this. So it's imperative that you start slow. We're gonna go on the lowest setting on this pasta machine, and at this point, it's at a 0. So we're gonna just gently roll this pasta through, and I'm not pulling it, I'm just feeding it through. We're gonna go through each setting twice to make sure that it stretches properly. And as we go up through this dish, it's going to stretch and it's going to move faster and faster. And we're going to finish this on the number 6 setting on this particular pasta machine. And the key is just to make sure that the texture and the thickness of this pasta is exactly the way you want it. Now look at that gorgeous piece of pasta right there. Now that's our spinach fettuccine. We hand cut all of these. Yes, we could use the cutters, but we don't. We want these to feel rustic. We want it to look rustic, and we want it to be handmade, hand cut, hand rolled spinach fettuccine. Look at that. Gorgeous. This is what it's all about right here. We're gonna now drop this into our water. It's gonna take about 1.5 minutes to cook because this is fresh pasta, and we're gonna finish the rest of this carbonara. Now that the pasta's rolled, it's time to build all our flavors. So we're gonna start with our 14-hour slow beer braised smoked pork hip. Now we use Concession Road's dark beer for this, our local craft brewer. Always the best quality, always the best flavor. And we're gonna add this ham into the bottom of our pan. And add a little oil in there, just for some lubrication. The butter is gonna add richness. It's gonna have all of this come together. The flavors are gonna meld. So now that we've deglazed that with some white wine, brought all those flavors together, you see we have a little bit of a sauce. I'm gonna turn this down nice and low. And while that's down nice and low, it's time to take our spinach fettuccine, and we're gonna add this right into our salted boiling water. Now remember, when you're cooking fresh pasta, it only takes 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes max. So don't try to get ahead of yourself on this, otherwise you're gonna overcook your pasta. Now that our flavors have softened, they've all been brought together, our pasta is done. Look at this. Now I'm always gonna add a little bit of our pasta water into the bottom of our pan. Add some starch, it adds some flavor. Look how gorgeous those noodles are. At this point, add in some green onions, some fresh rainbow tomatoes, and I'm just gonna mix this around gently. You can see the way that this is coming together already. Now the very last step is we're gonna make the sauce for this. So this sauce is a traditional sauce, which is an egg and white wine emulsion. Now we're gonna take our whipped egg and we're gonna toss this, and we need to make sure that those eggs do not scramble. So to make this extra unique, we're gonna top this carbonara with a crispy fried soft boiled egg. Now this egg has been soft boiled, meaning the yolk is still soft. So we're gonna take this into our fryer. Golden brown is the key. Being that this is a soft boiled egg, the only thing you need to do is give it some color. So with that beautiful golden crispy coating on the outside, that yolk is still soft in the middle. We're gonna take this and we're gonna top this on our pasta, and we're gonna show you something super cool. And now check this out. This is our pasta, still hot, still gorgeous. Give that a bit of a spin, and we're gonna put all of this goodness right on top. Tomatoes, green onions, white wine, and egg emulsion. We're gonna add some shaved Parmesan to the top, that crispy fried soft boiled egg, a little bit of baby greenery to finish, and that is a carbonara like you've never seen before. Thanks for having some fun and joining me in the kitchen. Now, if you get a chance, go check out my website at twistedlemon.ca or our Facebook and Instagram pages for all the incredible information about what we do here at Twisted Lemon. Now, the next time you're in town, come join me. We'll have a clarified cocktail and some great flavors. I'd love to put a big shout out there to Morton Food Service for matching my quality standards when it comes to food, product, and service. Without them, I couldn't do what I do. Till next time, my name's Dan. Cheers.